Hey everyone, what's up? Overworld Games here, and oh boy, we've got quite the subject to talk about today. It looks like some players are being banned from Anthem. Now, I'm going to be talking about why I think this is going to be reversed pretty quickly based on responses from BioWare. These are official responses from BioWare and EA concerning bans within Anthem. So, yeah, no need to really panic, but at the same time, let's take a look at the situation. So, recently, there was a streamer that was streaming Anthem. He's been streaming Anthem quite often since the beta, and he's been playing the hell out of the game. But recently, he was banned. He suddenly opened up his game and was told, hey, you've been permanently banned from playing Anthem, and it looks like it's because of exploits he could have been showing on stream. He did say and confirm that, yes, he did use some exploits in the game, like going on farming routes to farm for Grandmaster loot, which is... it's very minimal exploit, but he did use the, abuse the ultimate power for the storm. You know, there was that glitch where you can basically do that infinitely. That was fixed, so that really wasn't that big of a deal since it was fixed so quickly. I had some of my friends also using that ability. I'm like, dude, I know what you're doing right now. Don't do it. But anyway, some of them were funny. They were quick and stuff like that, but... he also did some other things as well, like, farm the boss in a certain way that would be considered an exploit. But many people are doing this, and I think that if you're handing out bans for this type of stuff, it would be probably like for half the community. But let's take a look at one of his tweets here. He goes on to say this. This will be my only salt tweet about my situation at EA, Bioware, and Anthem Game. You're welcome for all the people that I pushed to buy the game or purchase or to premiere to try it out. Hopefully they can tell me about the fun they have or don't have in the future. So, yeah, I think, from his video they did post also, it looks like to me he says that he actually hopes that this game does well, and he was enjoying it and actually rooting for this game. So I don't think anything he was doing with exploits or anything like that were like ill will, but also at the same time, let's see what EA has been doing about bans and stuff like that. That's why I say that I don't think this ban is going to stand for long at all. So first of all, let's take a look at the situation. So this was posted out by Jordy, who says this streamer house account banned, and he goes on to show he got some emails here from EA saying that you have been banned from playing Anthem. Now, the good news about this situation is that it was reversed pretty quickly. So, within a matter of, I think it was like a day or days or something like that, EA replied to them and they got unbanned. So they say, we determined that we took the correct action in accordance with EA policies and procedures. However, as a goodwill gesture, we will remove the sanction on your Anthem account. So yeah. There you have it there, but they do warn him, please don't do exploits on streams and stuff like that. If you're teaching exploits on streams that could be harmful to others, that's where it can be a problem. It sounds like to me the other guy was not doing that at all. But I am going to talk about what exploits can be considered harmful in just a moment. But also, this was posted out on Reddit by Gingerman Man, says this random ban. Now, the official response about random bans and bans from community manager Jesse is as follows. It says this is a known error that we're investigating. People aren't getting banned. We'll update when I have more information. So, there's some clarity for you guys. It looks like this is button error so far, and I personally think that the one streamer, Glad, will get his account back. A permanent ban over exploits that are in the game based on the game's current existing gameplay geometry, I guess you would say. Of course, people are going to try to find the best ways to actually go into the game, the open world, whatever, and begin farming this game and getting the best loot. Their friends are going to discover something by word of mouth. They're going to learn about it, and they're going to try it at least once, Now, I had a situation where I was streaming and I was bringing a bunch of you guys from Discord, and it was suggested, hey, we should run this boss in this way or that way. Now, I know BioWare, they frown upon showcasing this stuff. Personally, I do know this, so I was like, you know what, let's play it, in a normal way on stream. So I just I couldn't show how to actually do exploits on stream. Now, this is where it becomes an actual issue for other gamers, where it can actually ruin the experience for random. So if you are in a random group and someone wants to run, you know, a stronghold in a certain way and, you know, basically wipe 2/3 of the way through and then keep going in that fashion, doing over and over again, I think that's where you can kind of disrupt the play with randoms. But if you're doing it in a squad, that's a whole different story. But an exploit is an exploit, and it kind of sucks. I personally, this is my personal opinion, I just don't play that way. That's not how I really like playing, you know, games. I do like running it somewhat normally and, you know, getting the gear in a normal way. But, you know, the game is built in a specific way where people are going to be exploiting it. I say that BioWare kind of just jokes about it, and then, of course, they patch it. They need to patch this stuff. Severe exploits are a whole different matter. So, yeah, if you're doing like really severe exploits, that's a whole different issue. But let me know what you guys make of, you know, bans and exploits and stuff like that. Personally, I kind of try my best to stay away from them. Now, when it comes to actually running the chests and seeking out chests in the open world, to me, that's like minimal exploiting. I don't even think that's considered harmful to randoms or anything. So I think, you know, it seems like some of these bans might be handed out as a warning. It's like just a warning or something like that. So I do think that it will be reversed in time. And I'll keep you guys up to date on what happens with the situation going forward, of course. Let me know if you have been in a situation with random bans. But overall, from the comments from BioWare, it seems like they're not interested in handing out these big bans and stuff like that. So let's go over your top comments now from my most recent video. So it was recently said in an interview with BioWare that they would be looking at adding potentially new javelins to the game in time, which I think would be really, really cool. And I asked you guys, what do you think of this? What type of javelins would you like to see going forward? And this is what you had to say. First of all, this comment I thought was pretty funny. So I just have to throw this comment in there. It says this from Ryan Cook. I want to see a time-traveling javelin that can bypass the loading screens. And he was the top comment on the video. That did make me laugh. I burst out laughing when I saw that because, you know, I'm like, okay, that's pretty funny. But BioWare, they have addressed some of the loading screen issues. But from what I understand, they need to keep going with that. They need to keep optimizing the game for sure on a serious note there. But that was freaking funny. Okay, so next comment comes from Sixball, who says this. Some sort of stealth unit ultimate could be like a Nightcrawler warp around detonating targets, and since we have pistols, maybe dual wielding. Dude, I would love, that would be so cool to see something like that, but the dual wielding especially, I think dual wielding could even be applied to the interceptor javelins, maybe to the javelins that are like the quick moving javelins and stuff like that, where they get their own classification of weapons, because that would be so freaking cool. So I totally agree with you on that one. But let's keep going. Some really cool ideas here, so let's keep going. Armando says this warrior type javelin uses axes, swords, great swords, etc. And a lot of you guys would love to see like a melee, I guess you would say a melee focused javelin where they really get in there and stuff. But moving on, Jordan says this, I'm ready for a support or healing javelin. Let me know what you guys make of this. Now, from what I'm seeing with this gameplay is that they want to promote risk versus reward. So they do drop ammo and health. And I do get why they do that. They kind of want you going out of your comfort zone, going in there and risking it for the health and the ammo so that you're not staying stationary behind a wall or something like that. So I'm kind of conflicted about a healing type javelin, though I do think it would be pretty neat. But at the same time, their gameplay loop right now is pretty cool in the way that you are encouraged to kind of get out there on the field and risk, oh crap, should I really go for the health right now? And then also it encourages you to strategize with your ultimate and save up your ultimate as a you know, healing tool, because you can do that as well in the game. So to make that type of gameplay obsolete, you know, I'm kind of on the fence, but at the same time I get where you guys are coming from too. So I'm torn, guys, I'm torn. So next up we have Darryl, who says this, there is no need for a new javelin at this time. They need to add alternative ultimate abilities for each javelin, and I've heard this many times. It'd be cool to have different iterations. They're doing something similar with the gear items in the Division, where you have, you know, your seeker mine, and there's various types of seeker mines. So hopefully they can mature the ultimates in the same way the Division does some of their stuff as well. But next up we have Opie, who says this: the Night Javelin with a great sword is, as its super, it will be able to use elementals like Interceptor when using its super. If you've seen some of the teasers for Anthem, we do see a javelin using a sword in one of the stone carvings. That is so true. There is kind of like, I guess you would consider that a tease of a potential javelin that we could be seeing. So yeah, it is very viable that we would be seeing a javelin with a sword. This is all reminding me a lot lately of Pacific Rim, by the way. I did enjoy the first movie, for sure. Next up, Tyler says this: I would like to see a more tech-savvy javelin. Maybe has the ability to use drones to help fight, and instead of an ability, you have weapons you equip to them. So he wants to see drones that you can also kind of get weapons for them. That'd be pretty cool as well. See, there's so much potential to what they can do with the javelins in the future. Next up, we have GiantAngryRobot, who says, since the lore hints at relics being able to alter time, would love to see a javelin with time manipulation skills. Maybe the ultimate would be a time field that slows all enemies. That would be pretty interesting for sure. You know, the one game that I think of that really did time manipulation in a really cool way during multiplayer, by the way, was Max Payne 3. Because they had it where you can actually slow down characters. I was like, this is so freaking cool. Honestly, wish that multiplayer was a little bit more popular during its time, but it was so cool with how they did that. So yeah, I can see that being something really neat, especially if you see like explosions going off in the bubble of time or something like that. But yeah, great ideas. Love the ideas. As you can see, there's tons of potential with what they can do by adding more javelins in the future. It looks like the first... from what I'm seeing, the first 3 months, at least until May, they're not going to be adding javelins at first. But after that, it's open game. So it's anything is possible beyond May for adding javelins. So honestly, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a new javelin to be announced maybe shortly after May. So that's my theory, of course, my speculation. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and don't worry about the ban stuff. If you are streaming the game, by the way, I would recommend not really showcasing too many exploits that are considered really, really exploitive. So just be warned about that one. But guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you next time.